What's up, everybody? So today I wanted to go over why automation is just awesome. I just got back from a trip. A lot of people don't know. I'll show some photos and stuff, but I was in the Grand Canyon for pretty much a whole week. I came back on like late Thursday night, well, Friday morning, 2:49 a.m. because my flight was delayed. But while I was gone, I made just over $5,000 on this account. But I wanted to talk about this particular day on Monday where I made $3,400. So this is just me setting up automation, knowing when to turn it on, when to turn it off, and I'll break down why I turned it off during certain days. And you have to pay attention to news. If FOMC's say at 10 a.m., you don't want to be trading automation that morning, right? You'll get chopped up. Don't turn it on until after the news event has happened. But on Monday, there was really nothing going on. I left it on. Nothing that would be high impact, in my opinion. Now, I want to go ahead and break down these trades. Now, one, I do have all these trades being sent to my phone. So notifications do go up, and I do wake up for these notifications, especially when I'm traveling. I feel like when I'm away from my computer, I'm a little bit more nervous about just letting things run. Maybe that will change in the future, but for now, I still manually monitor a lot of my automation. And for this account, first trade midnight, 12:45, it was, down 300, then it was up 1,000 or 1,100, then it was down 800, then it was up 2,400, and then it had another trade for another $1,000 later that night. But that 24, when I was up, had that trade that won $2,480, you can kind of see here, I shut it down. I got up at 548, which for me was like 348. And I was like, I'm happy with that profit. I'm turning it off for the rest of the night. So that's what I did. So that's why you don't see a trade there for the rest of the night until later that night. The next trade happens at, 8 p.m. The next trade happens at 8:15 p.m. And that's because I turned it back on, and then I won that trade, went ahead and shut it off for the rest of the night after that, because I was happy. Man, that's $3,000 while traveling and just basically monitoring the trades from my phone and able to turn them on and off. So with this setup, I was still able to pull $3,000 from touching my phone maybe 3 or 4 times during the day, which is crazy while traveling, pretty stress-free. There is a max loss on this account where if it would have lost $1,000, it would have locked me out of the account. So gratefully that was only an $880 loss, not $1,000 loss, and it didn't take 2 losses in a row. So I do have that as a safety guard just so it doesn't get like outrageous and doesn't go to like, negative 3,000. So I do have safety precautions set in place that would not allow me to lose more than I'm willing to lose in a trading day. But now that this account is up 3,000 on the day, I can be a little bit more lenient going into the next few days of, letting it trade automated. But what I wanted to point out was notice how I didn't keep it running all day. This is one of like the big things with like people that trade automation is like, if you're up, man, just take your profit and get out, man. Just close it down. You don't need to risk it. And even though, yes, I could continue automating it, and yes, it might have made more money during the day, I chose just to shut it down because it's still stressful a little bit. And a lot of people think that automation just isn't stressful. It's still stressful. It's still money, right? Would you rather walk away $3,000 a day or, $1,000 or negative 800? Right? And you're not there to monitor it. So yeah, like I just shut some stuff down sometimes. So the way I have this set up is the same way I have it set up in the other video where I'm using the Q wave and then I'm using the ribbon from the Q line to stop me out of the trades. It's the same thing. It is literally the same exact setup. Now, here's the thing is that you have to know when to turn it on and when to turn it off, right? Going into FOMC meetings, do not trade it going to FOMC meeting. Now you can typically turn on about an hour to 30 minutes before an FOMC meeting and going through the FOMC meeting. However, I would just like to start letting it trade after the FOMC meeting is already over or like right when it starts. What I don't like to do is I don't like to trade it all that morning. You will get chopped up. I 100% guarantee you. And same thing, speaking about overnight in London session, you will get chopped up going into FOMC, period. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Unless you can afford to lose, $3,000, $8,000 in a day trading 2 NQ contracts. Don't do it. It's a no-no. Don't do it. Same thing. Anything that's high impact news, say on my Forex Factory. If you go to their calendar, you can pull up their calendar. It's a very nice thing to glance at. Anything that's considered high impact, typically it's going to chop sideways going into that high impact news, and then you're going to see it play to the upside or downside relatively quickly after that news. So you don't always want your automation running, and it's not a set and forget it. You're going to use different automation techniques for different scenarios, right? So anyways, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and if you want to get started with automation, go ahead and watch this previous video that I already did, kind of explaining how to set this up. You roughly should probably start automation out with about $2,500 getting into it, just to try to get everything set up, figuring out a good setup. But I did want to go over one of my setups that I've been using off and on. Again, manually turning it off and on depending on when news events happen. This is not just set it and forget it, but this is something that you intentionally have to turn on and off. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.